Would you believe it? I've never cooked a whole turkey before. Well, that changes today. All right, as you can see here, I got myself a 17-pound turkey at about 50 cents per pound. You can throw it in the fridge for a couple days to thaw it out, but I don't have time for that. So overnight into the sink, we're going to do this. We're going to thaw it this way. Once we're ready to pull it out of the sink, throw some water in a nice pot here. Add some mustard seed. This is some celery seed. A couple cloves of garlic smashed. Some peppercorns. Some pepper flakes. Lots of salt. Add some dill to this. Quite a bit of dill for that extra flavor. We're going to let this boil for a few minutes. Once it's done, I'm going to add about 2 gallons of water to this to cool it down real fast. Also throw some ice in our pot here to cool it down even faster. Some dill pickle juice that I've just been collecting over the past couple weeks. Alright, got our chicken all thawed out. We're going to spatchcock our turkey here. Just kind of cut the skin so I can kind of see what I'm doing along the backbone. You can also do this with a big knife, but I have these kitchen shears that work pretty good for this. Along the wing end, or the breast end, bones are pretty small. You can snip right through these. Not much resistance. Start working on the other side a little bit. But once we get down towards the thigh end, the bones get a lot thicker, so they're going to take more force to get through. Especially the hip joint. You can pop it out of socket and use a knife to cut around it, but I just brute force my way through it and just cut that sucker right in half. There's a nice little crunch. Just continue getting that side completely done, and I'll turn around and get the other side done. Just flipping the bird around here so we can get so I can use my dominant hand to snip through it. And once this backbone is out, throw it over into our pan here where we've been putting all of our little extra pieces. There's some skin I cut off and the innards, the neck, and giblets and all that crap over there. Just gonna press that down, break that chest plate, cut away some nasty bits here we don't want, just some flappy skin, some extra fat. Don't worry, we're gonna cook this all down, make sure we render the fat out of it. Throw this down into that nice cool brine. And cover that, put it in the fridge for a few days. And while I'm cooking some dog treats, let me know in the comments below if you want the recipe for this. I'm going to roast the extra bits from the turkey. And the day before we're going to cook our turkey, I have some frozen chicken bits here. I'm just going to dump all that in here. All the extra juices. Add some extra water. The neck bone, all that stuff is already in there. Throw all the stuff that we roasted the other day into our pot here. And the neck, just going to snap it in there, make it work. Now we're going to add in some flavoring. We'll start with some salt, some whole peppercorns. This is some garlic powder, parsley, onion powder, basil, smoked paprika, red pepper flakes, oregano, and rosemary. Don't forget to scrape all that deliciousness from the roasting pan. Put that into our water here. Let that boil for a couple hours. If you have the capability, do this outside because it stinks. I'm going to go and get our turkey out of the brine here. We're going to tuck the wings under and get it dried off really well. Don't want any moisture left on the skin so it can crisp up in the fridge for the next 24 hours. Get the other turkey wings underneath. Pull out this worthless thermometer and just pat it dry and stash it in the fridge for 24 hours to 2 days. After about 6 hours of simmering and boiling, we're going to dump our mixture here into a strainer with some cheesecloth into a smaller pan. Get another strainer so it's not sitting directly in our broth. Let that drain for a second and dump the rest of our turkey parts in. And we're going to let that boil for a few more hours just to reduce down a little bit. Afterwards, we're going to get that put into some containers, stash it in the fridge. I just have some plastic containers here that I use for a lot of stuff. All right, we're gonna get our workhorse uncovered here. Looks like this dude needs some TLC. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on that. Get our stack put up and bolted down. Get our fire started here. Just add some charcoal to our chimney. Get our fire starter lit up. After about 30 minutes, dump our chimney into the firebox. Throw some splits on. Shut everything down, let it get warmed up. While the workhorse comes up to temp, we need to get some flavor on our turkey. We're going to do it by loosening the skin from the meat, and we're going to shove some of this herb butter I've had. Made it about 6 months ago, never knew what to do with it, so we're just going to use it here. The butter just consists of some oregano, parsley, basil, whatever other spice you have laying around. But once we're completely coated underneath the skin and on top of the skin, we're going to flip our bird over here, and we're going to get some of this butter on the bottom side. Just to make sure we're nice and flavorful all the way through. So we are going to start our turkey with the breast side facing the fire. First thing we need to do is get these wingtips put back underneath. So when we were doing the butter, I kind of knocked them out of place. We'll get this rotated, breast side towards the fire. After about an hour, we'll turn it to where the dark meat is facing the fire. Get our meat probe in here. I'll bring you back in about an hour. Just so you know, I'm using some dark wood on here, some mahogany and cherry to start off with, and then I'll finish with some oak. About an hour later, got some crispiness on the skin here, so let's get this guy flipped around to get our dark meat facing the fire. Protect the breast a little bit. Once we get up to about 150, 155, I'll bring you back. Alright, time to get the gravy going. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, it's just how I was told to do it. I use 1 stick of butter, melt that down, throw a 1/4 cup of some flour in, and we're going to let that brown. The browner it gets, the less thick your sauce will be. So if you want it to be real thick, you want to take it to a blonde state. And I'm going to just scoop the fat off of our turkey broth here. Save that for later. And as soon as this gets as dark as I want it to be, we'll cut the heat a little bit. I think that's about good right there. I'm going to start adding about 1/4 of our gelatinized turkey broth in. And once that's all in, we'll add the rest of it. Get that mix in, give it a taste test. And for more flavor, we're going to add this fat in that I took out earlier and then dump it in a gravy boat. And we're all set with the turkey gravy. Time to go check on the turkey. Our turkey's been hold steady, 155 in the breast and about 175 in the legs for about an hour. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull that off. And here's our spread. We have some mashed potatoes, our amazing gravy, and this beautifully crispy skinned turkey. Time to go ahead and get cut in, see what it looks like. All right, so we're just going to separate the dark meat from the light, cut the thigh off the leg, cut the wing off the breast here. Cut the wing into 2 portions. Get rid of the wingtip. Go ahead and pull the tender away and this breastbone off both sides. Then this cartilage out of the middle. Once you have the cartilage out, it'll be in 2 separate pieces. Go ahead and slice one of these up. I do have to admit, guys, turkey's not my favorite meat. This was better than any other turkey I've ever had, but still, I prefer chicken over turkey. It's just no matter how you cook it, it doesn't taste the same. Hey, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, hit the like button down below. And let me know your favorite way to cook turkey. Maybe this just isn't the way to do it. Yeah, so let me know down below. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out this other amazing video.